moving on to our next segment. So, how did Rafa influence you guys? You know, you guys touched upon like some of bits and pieces of it, but how did he influence your actions and your behavior in your life? What did Rafa do to
To
you?
me, as a kid, he influenced everything. Before I saw Rafa, I had no idea what vamos was. I started using vamos.
Everybody started to learn Spanish after watching Rafa.
He made vamos the most important word.
He made it cool.
Everyone says vamos now. Everyone says vamos. You can see a kid now, 10 years old, saying vamos. You can see a 50-year-old saying vamos. Everyone says vamos.
China, the US, everywhere.
No, I played with the Babylon racket because of Rafa. True. No one played with with Babylon before him. Yeah, Roddick had that racket, that Aero Drive Blue, whatever that was called.
Super
but
cool.
No one else. No one cared for Babylon. It wasn't one of the big brands. Now it is the biggest racket brand because of Rafa. And I used it because of Rafa. I wore sleeveless shirts because of Rafa. Even though I had no biceps, I still wore it because of Rafa. I tried to grow out my hair and wear bandanas because of Rafa. I did all that because of him. When I was playing matches, I never gave up because I never saw Rafa give up. Even if I was down, and I remember I won matches when I was young, down 5-love in the final set, and I came back and I won sometimes. And all I could think of is I want to be like Rafa.
Are you Rafa? Are you actually Rafa? He was coming back from 5-love down?
5-love down. I was once in my life. I came back and it
flex, just a quick flex on us.
Was it? No, like he made Roland Garros my favorite tournament to watch. It's because of him. And like I remember summertime, it's coming. It's Rafa season. It's Rafa season when he comes in. School's finishing. It's the end of the year.
True.
Summertime is coming, and then it's Roland Garros, which actually means it's Rafa time. So like those are things, and finishing the forehand on top of my head. Yeah. I'd finish it like that, even though it was completely wrong. They'd tell me finish your follow through properly. Nope, Rafa does this, I do that, even though it was wrong. But that's how he affected me. And also, to me, the biggest thing was I did throw my racket when I was young, not something I'm proud of. But whenever you throw the racket, you feel like, Rafa never did that. Rafa would never do that. So when I was a kid, then that was...
Not once.
He was...
Yeah, crazy.
You didn't throw your racket once?
Rafa not once. You never saw him come close.
Yeah, but so that's the influence that he had on me as a kid. And all that thing, all these things, by the way, like they pass on to anything you do in life. So the never giving up, the being respectful, the being humble all the time, all these are traits that we can take to be, whether you want to be good in business, you want to be a good human. He taught so many lessons, and I learned so much from him as a kid, and then we still learn from him until this day. So his influence on me has been monumental.
Yeah, all right.
That's good stuff.
How about you, Ismaeel? How did Rafa influence you?
Yeah, well, I said I was a Federer guy, so I wasn't trying to mimic the Rafa look as much. I was trying to go for the Federer look. But one thing, that forehand, the forehand follow through above the head, that one. Also, the banana slice shot that he would whip when he would recover. Also, he was doing that. Yeah. Like he was the pioneer. Or he made that cool. He made those shots cool. Yeah. But more importantly than just like the look and the appeal, like Rafa represented humility. No one could ever call Rafa arrogant. There's just like, if you want to call Rafa arrogant, like it would be like because he has that slip up when he was still learning English. He was like, I was trying to destroy him. Like he said destroy. Like other than that, he was so humble. You never heard.
We're not Tomic in the Australian Open, huh? I think so.
You never heard him speak.
I think so.
He didn't speak bad about any player. He always showed max respect. They're on court. He wouldn't celebrate in front of people. Like just the kind of so many videos of Rafa sweeping up the court after his practice. That's the kind of person he is. Of the stories of him speaking nicely to all the the workers at each tournament, and this is the kind of champion that you want, where the success on the court doesn't affect how he behaves with people off the court. And other than that, just the amazing fighting spirit that Rafa represented. I think if you think of fighter, you only think of Rafa. He is the fighter, the ultimate fighters of all fighters. And he was so fun to watch because Rafa's never going to give up. And I even recall now, like I was going through, I've been just consuming Rafa content and just all week long. And, they got him when he was 16 and he beat Moya. And when he was 16 and, Moya is his idol from the same island in Spain, he didn't even celebrate. He beat Moya because he's his role model and he respects him. Like, this is his biggest win of his life. At the time, he was top 4 Moya. He beat Moya and he looked down. He was looking down at the ground.
I think he said sorry. Yeah,
he said sorry at the net. Why? A 16-year-old kid who just got the biggest win of his life, he just got validated for all his life's work, and he says sorry. Like, this kind of awareness, this kind of humility, I think that's the legacy that Rafa lives on. You can't say that about many people in life.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
About many champions. I don't know. What do you think, Haroon?
Yeah, like, if I have to say, how did Rafa influence me? Like, the start of it, like the beginning, it was most likely in tennis, when trying to imitate him in different ways and trying to do the banana forehand.
Especially us, because we're lefties, Haroon.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys have a special bond with the lefty bond.
Yeah, he was also...
he wasn't lefty, but he represented us.
Yeah. He was double-handed on both sides and he decided to play with the left. But like that was a representation for us. And it was nice, actually. It was an empowering feeling, that, hey, we try to imitate him because we can see somebody that's successful and we want to try to be successful also on the tennis court. But also this killer slice serve. That's why my slice serve was a killer, like I said in the teaser. But more when you learn about him, when growing up, and then you see his career, his very long career, and you see all the things that he does and how he handles wins and losses, and he's gracious in defeat, and also and he's not he's a good winner, and he's also a good loser, and he makes sure to respect all the players, and also things that he does off the court with his charities and his academies, and when he's helping with Valencia with the things happening, the floods there. So and also when you see clips of him also, cleaning up the court and making sure that the court is, good enough to play, and he does it himself. He doesn't wait for somebody else to come do that for him. So it's inspiring because he shows you that he's not above anybody, even though he's loaded with cash and he's loaded with titles and
over 130 million in prize money on court. That's on court.
The fact that you never with his insane boats and insane lifestyle that he has, but he never
he loves his boats
with his buddies when he goes to Spain and his vacations. But he never shows you that he has that, and that's something that you want to take away in your life, and to be like that whenever you have any success, that you feel like, oh, I can show myself a bit more. But then you see people that have way more than you do, and they're also humble. So that's a great inspiration. That's how he influenced.
Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Very good night.